Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk about the new Enigma Express that just came out. But as a quick disclaimer, I do work for Filster, so this isn't going to be like a true review or anything like that. I'm mainly going to be talking about what the Express is, its differences from the original Enigma, and some of my favorite features that come with the Express. So this is the Enigma Express. Some of the main differences that you'll notice from the original Enigma is that the fidlock buckle itself is actually smaller. So this side of the fidlock is the same buckle, same size, but the female portion of the buckle itself is actually smaller. The next major thing you'll notice is that there's not multiple adjustment holes on either side of the faceplate. And this is because it's coming fully assembled for you. The main changes that you can make are you can move the buckle to the other side of the Enigma if that's more comfortable for you. You can also switch out the belt altogether for the sport belt. I believe that's an option as you're going through the purchasing process. You can add a sport belt, and switching those out is really simple if you decide to add it later. This is a new buckle as well, which I really like. It's really secure, and I think it's a little bit more intuitive than the original buckle. The other thing that you're gonna notice is that there's not two holes on the faceplate like there is on the light-bearing Enigma and the standard or original Enigma. And essentially what having this large space in the middle of the faceplate does is it allows the Tigris material to be more bendy on this side of the faceplate. But on this side where it's actually interacting with the wing, it doesn't have any holes like that, which makes it more rigid on this side, which allows it to interact with the wing better, giving you more grip tuck. You'll notice too that it still attaches the same way as the standard Enigma does. The light-bearing Enigma has a completely different attachment system all on its own that is not related to the wing really. It attaches to the face of the holster. The standard Enigma attaches to the wing of the holster, same with the Express. And you can remove this holster. It's going to come fully assembled with the skeleton holster on it, but you always have the option to remove it if, say, later on in the future you get a different gun and you want to be able to add your own compatible holster onto your Express. I'm not going to go super in-depth on the skeleton holster in this video because I have a whole separate video coming out specifically about the skeleton holster, but essentially it's an ambidextrous holster with fixed retention, and it's a very low profile design, doesn't have any clip blocking or anything like that. It comes with a mod wing, but it has an angled insert like this, which was actually designed, from what I understand, specifically to interact well with the Enigma. We learned that it interacts really well with the dark wing from Darkstar gear. That was my favorite wing to use with it because it's angled, and that lets the faceplate just kind of interact really well with it. So they designed a new mod wing insert that interacts really well with the Enigma, and that's gonna actually come with the Express. So the main differences between the standard and the Enigma Express is that the standard comes completely disassembled. It does not come with a holster. It comes with 12 adjustment holes on the faceplate so that you can customize and adjust things like cant, grip tuck, and slide tuck. And it also comes with a full-size fidlock. Whereas the Enigma Express comes completely assembled. The faceplate itself is slightly more narrow because it doesn't need the space for those extra 12 adjustment holes. And it also comes with the skeleton holster, again, fully assembled onto the Enigma itself, and a smaller, more low profile fidlock buckle. Now that you kind of have a grasp and an understanding of what the main differences between the two are, I just kind of wanted to share my thoughts on them. So I got my first Enigma ever I think it was like a little over a year ago now, not counting the months, but I think it was about a year ago now. And I had some issues with it initially. I learned that the full-size fidlock buckle, especially paired with the standard Enigma faceplate, was just generally too wide, and the Enigma itself didn't fit very comfortably between my two hip bones, so I wound up sizing down to the smallest buckle option there was, and that essentially solved the issue for me, and I was able to use the standard Enigma for a long time without a lot of issues. I did choose and opt to wear a camisole between myself and the Enigma just because the belt was a little bit scratchy for me. And then over time, when the sport belt became available, I moved on to using the sport belt as well, and that added another level of comfort for me. But now that the Enigma Express has come out, and just so you know, I've been using either an Enigma Express or a prototype of the Enigma Express for a couple of months now, and my favorite thing about it is that it is slightly more narrow. And for me, I'm really petite, my hips are super duper narrow, And again, I think I said this in my first ever Enigma review. I think I'm in like the 9th percentile for size in women in the United States. So I'm generally really, really small. So these kind of measurements make a big difference on my small frame, and that likely may not be true for you. But in my experience, just the slightly more narrow faceplate works really, really well with my narrow hips. And I'm actually able to use the smaller fidlock buckle. I enjoy using the smaller fidlock buckle and the actual really low profile small buckle itself. The full size fidlock is still too big for me, but I actually can use the Express fully stock. Like I enjoy using it fully stock. You can also add things like the sport belt. You can make upgrades like adding a gutted paracord leg leash. Those are little modifications that you can make that some people really enjoy. I like the sport belt, but I also do like the standard belt, especially paired with the Express. Just in the last 24 hours or so that the Express has been up and live and able to purchase, I've gotten a lot of questions, and one of the main ones is asking me whether or not they should upgrade from their standard Enigma to the Enigma Express. And that's not necessarily the goal with redesigning and creating this Enigma Express. The main purpose with creating the Enigma Express was to close the gap for people who really struggle with the assembly process. And the Enigma Express exists for those people that don't want to go through the assembly process for their non-light bearing guns, and they can just purchase it, it'll come to their door fully assembled, and they can start working with it themselves. So if you already have a standard Enigma that's working well for you and you enjoy using it, I don't see any reason for you to feel like you need to upgrade to the Express. The Express is there to ease that initial startup process. And if you've already gone through all the startup and customization with your standard Enigma, I don't see any major reason to make the switch. The last thing I want to mention in this video, and I think is a super important thing to note, is that the website, specifically the Enigma portion of the website, has been completely redesigned. And there now exists an Enigma Academy. So if you have a light bearing Enigma, a standard Enigma, or an Enigma Express, or you're considering buying one of those, there is a specific academy designed to educate you on all of the little pieces that are included in each of those purchases, and how to use them and why they were made that way. And it's really, really easy to look through and consume. So I would highly, highly encourage you to go look through that. If you have one currently and you haven't gone through the setup process, or you're struggling with it, or if you're looking into buying one of them, definitely go look through the Enigma Academy for your specific Enigma so that you can kind of learn about their differences and learn about how it might specifically work for you, so you can make an informed decision or go through that setup process a lot more easily and a lot more streamlined. Also, Big Tech's Ordnance is currently selling the new Enigma Express, and with each Enigma Express order, they're sending out a free Palm OC spray while supplies last, of course. And the great thing is that Big Tech's is a supporter of this channel of Armed and Styled, and they're able to offer you guys 10% off on your new Enigma Express with code Armed and Styled. So if you guys want to take advantage of that and support the channel and support Big Tech's, please go do that. I hope this video was helpful for you guys in kind of navigating the differences between the standard or the original Enigma with this new Express model. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.